Just beyond the canals of Venice, hidden beneath a shroud of fog and centuries of fear, lies an island so cursed, even the bravest locals refuse to step foot on its shores. An island where the screams of plague victims, the cries of tortured souls, and the whispers of the dead still echo across crumbling ruins. This is Poveglia Island. Hey everyone, welcome back to this episode of Echoes of the Past right here on the Friday Night Campfire Stories YouTube channel. I'm so glad that you're here with me today. If you love dark history, haunted locations, and uncovering eerie, forgotten corners of the world, then you're in the right place. I'm getting so close to hitting 1,000 subscribers, and your support means everything to me. If you enjoy stories like this, I'd love it if you hit that subscribe button and join this growing community today. Also, I'm beyond excited to announce that my book, The Hollow Season, will be coming out on August 1st. It's packed with chilling stories I think that you'll love. And be sure to stick around to the end of the video to find out how you can win a free signed copy. Alright, so you ready to explore one of the most haunted islands on Earth? Let's dive into the chilling, cursed history of Poveglia Island. Before Poveglia became a name whispered in fear, it was simply another small, quiet island floating in the Venetian Lagoon. Historical records trace its existence as far back as the year 421, when people fled to its shores to escape the barbarian invasion on the mainland. For centuries, Poveglia was a peaceful refuge, a small, thriving community of fishermen, farmers, and traders living under the protective shadows of Venice. But peace never lasts forever. As the powerful Venetian Empire rose and fell, Poveglia's fate grew darker and far more sinister. By the 14th century, the island's strategic location in the lagoon made it desirable, but not for the reasons that you might expect. When the Black Death swept across Europe, Venice was desperate to contain the outbreak. Ships entering the city were inspected, and anyone showing signs of illness was sent to Poveglia Island. The island became a floating quarantine zone, a final destination for the sick and dying. Those infected with the plague were ripped from their homes, their families, and ferried to Poveglia, where they were left to suffer, rot, and eventually die, far from the bustling canals of Venice. Mass graves were dug, and when the bodies piled too high, they were burned. It's estimated that over 160,000 souls met their end here, their ashes mixed with the soil beneath your feet. Even today, historians claim the island's earth is composed of more human ash than actual dirt. But Poveglia's horrors didn't end with the plague. As centuries passed, the island remained a place of isolation. Its reputation so tainted, the locals refused to go near it. And in the 20th century, a dark purpose evolved again. By the early 20th century, Poveglia Island had already earned a reputation as a place of death and suffering, but its darkest chapter was yet to be written. In 1922, the island's crumbling structures were repurposed into what was officially known as the psychiatric hospital. To the outside world, it was a place for healing, a sanctuary for the mentally ill, but the whispers from those who managed to escape painted a much more horrifying picture. Patients spoke of brutal treatments, inhumane conditions, and the cruel experiments carried out by the doctors hidden behind the stone walls. The most famous of them all, a doctor whose name has been lost to history, but whose legend still haunts the island to this day. It is said that this doctor conducted horrific experimental procedures on his patients. Lobotomies performed without anesthesia, crude surgeries with rusted tools, and patients left to scream in agony, their cries swallowed by decaying walls. But even the doctor, the man who inflicted so much pain, couldn't escape the island's curse. The story goes that after years of tormenting the vulnerable, he began to suffer his own mental collapse. Plagued by the spirits of those he tortured, driven mad by the voices echoing through the asylum. In a final act of desperation, he threw himself from the bell tower. Some say he died instantly. Others claim that he survived the fall, only to be dragged away by an unseen force his scream silenced forever beneath the island's soil. Locals say the bell tower still rings on its own, even though the bell was removed long ago. The asylum was eventually shut down, the island abandoned, but the dead, they never left. Today, Poveglia sits abandoned. Its decaying buildings are overgrown with vines, its narrow pathways choked by nature's slow, relentless grip. But while the living may have fled, the dead never stop calling this place home. Paranormal investigators, thrill seekers, and even skeptical researchers who have managed to step foot on this island all tell the same story. Something lingers here, watching, waiting. Disembodied voices echo through the empty corridors, shadowy figures drift between the ruined hospital walls, and the mournful toll of the bell tower has been heard, even though it's been removed. Those brave enough to visit often report overwhelmingly feelings of dread, as though unseen eyes are always watching their every move. Many claim that they have seen ghostly apparitions of plague victims wandering the island, their faces gaunt, their bodies shrouded in mist. Others speak of tortured screams, echoing from beneath the ground, as if the very earth remembers the suffering buried beneath. Perhaps the most terrifying of all are the reports from those who never made it to the island. Fishermen passing nearby saying they've heard cries of the damned carried on the wind. Some refuse to sail near Poveglia altogether, believing that even drifting too close invites them to the island's curse to follow you home. In fact, the island is now strictly off limits to the public. Italian authorities have banned unauthorized visits, not just for safety, but something far older and far more unsettling. Because even after centuries of death, disease, and despair, Poveglia Island remains a place lost to time. Sealed off from the world, cursed, and haunted by the echoes of the past. Poveglia Island may be abandoned, but it's never truly silent. The restless dead still walk its crumbling rounds, their whispers tangled in the fog, their suffering etched into the walls. It stands as a decaying monument to humanity's darkest moments, a place where history, legend, and nightmare collide. And while the waters of the Venetian Lagoon may separate Poveglia from the bustling streets of Venice, Italy, there are some distances that even death cannot cross. Thank you so much for watching tonight's episode of Echoes of the Past here on the Friday Night Campfire Stories YouTube channel. If you're enjoying the dark history, haunted places, and unsettling true crime, I'd love it if you consider subscribing. We've been growing an incredible little community here, and I release 3 full-length videos every single week. Every Monday is Echoes of the Past, just like what you're watching today. Far From Fiction is exploring the darkest corners of true crime, which I release every Wednesday. And of course, Friday Night Campfire Stories, where I share a chilling tale from one of my own original stories. And speaking of stories, my brand new horror anthology, The Hollow Season, is available for pre-order now on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. It's packed with terrifying tales I think you're going to love. I'm also giving away 3 signed copies of my book to celebrate its release. It's super easy to enter, and there's no purchase necessary. Just make sure you're subscribed to the channel, give this video a like, and drop a comment letting me know, would you ever step foot on Poveglia Island? You can also enter in on any of my other full-length videos I release between June 30th and July 25th by just liking and commenting on those videos as well. Every video that you interact with gets you another entry into the giveaway. But that is going to do it for today. Just remember, whether or not you believe in curses, the island is still there waiting, and some doors, once open, never truly close. As always, thank you for spending a little bit of your evening here with me.